This is Corey Willis with PPEI, and you're listening to the Diesel Podcast.
I'm Adam Blattenberg from Diesel World.
This is Dan, owner of Dan's Diesel Performance.
I'm Kaz from Diesel Doctor of Tennessee, and you're listening to the Diesel Podcast.
What is going on, Diesel Nation? We're excited to have you guys with us today on the #1 diesel truck podcast on iTunes. We're really looking forward to this week because it's Diesel Power Challenge week, and it's where people from all over the country descend on Denver, Colorado to compete for a title of best street truck that's out there. The fuel economy test and dyno, drag racing, sled pulling, it really puts the trucks through a gauntlet. And at the end, there's a winner. And there's a lot of people that may not be able to see behind the scenes or know what goes into them. So we're going to be chatting with as many of the competitors as we can to give you guys an inside look at what it was like getting ready for the event and then what it's like each day as they go to compete. So who's going to kick it off for us today is Steve Lucero, and he's got a 2006 5.9 liter Cummins. It's a gorgeous truck. It's making solid power, and we're going to ask him how the truck performed at the fuel economy portion, what the truck is like going from New Mexico to Colorado. It's a little bit higher in elevation, and how he changed his turbo setup and a few other things to make sure the truck was dialed in for the competition. Before we get to it, though, we want to thank several of our partners who help make these episodes possible. The first is Diesel World magazine, and Diesel World, they cover events all over the country all year long. They've got great articles and insights they're able to deliver on products, product reviews, builds, and in the biggest races of the year. So make sure you go to dieselworldmag.com, bookmark the page, pick up a magazine if you see it in a store, and check out what's going on in diesel. If you're looking for the #1 source for information on what's going on out there, check those guys out. And also PPEI tuning, those guys have been leading the way for a long time in Cummins, Duramax, Power Stroke tuning, and even the newest trucks. We've talked with Corey Willis a few times before about tuning the 3-liter Power Stroke in the F-150 and the 5-liter Cummins that's in the Titan, and then constant updates that they're doing. And their 6.7 Power Stroke tuning, 6.7 Cummins, LML, L5P stuff. So those guys just don't release the tuning, put it out there, and then don't come back to it. They're taking constant feedback from racers and people who are daily driving their trucks and being able to offer those revisions really easy and efficiently for your truck. So make sure to go to ppei.com. You can check out what they got for your diesel truck and make it run better for summer. All right, let's get to this podcast with Steve and talking about his 5.9 liter Cummins and Diesel Power Challenge. Steve, it is great to have you on the Diesel Podcast today on Diesel Power Challenge Week, and we wanted to welcome you and chat with you about your truck and what day one was like.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. Day one, I guess it went okay for me. I wanted to do a little better on the actual fuel consumption, but it took me a while to actually get used to the little simulator they had going. So I had a couple penalties, but I mean it was a pretty decent run. I guess I didn't use too much fuel either, so pretty happy with it.
Tell us a little bit about the truck for our listeners that may not have seen all the details on it. We know it's 5.9 common rail. I think you got a Fire Punk transmission in it, right?
Yeah, it's got a 5-punk Comp 3 trans in it. So basically it's 06 5.9 Cummins. The bottom end is completely stock cam. Haven't touched the bottom end. Truck has 217,000 miles on it. It's got industrial injections, street head on it, which I just put on before coming up here. But it's a simple build, and so I'm kind of worried about it, spitting a rod up here with the compound setup I'm running. But we decided to go compounds last minute because I just didn't think that running a single would be competitive enough up here, being that most guys are running compounds.
For sure, yeah. I think the response, just with the lack of air, for the listeners out there that may not know, is it's held in Denver, Colorado, so it's high up, in elevation, and the compound setups work really well. But when you're back home, what kind of single charger do you run?
Well, the whole time the truck, I've been a single guy. I've always liked single chargers, mainly for their simplicity. I like their top end pull that they have. Well, back when I was running a single 76 from Forced Induction, T6 configuration. Ran really good. and I loved it at the time. But like I said, coming up here, it was, compounds was the way to go, so we did it last minute.
Do you notice much, if any, performance difference between, say, being at like 5,300 feet in Denver and 4,300 feet in New Mexico?
You know what? Honestly, there is a difference, but for us, or for me at least, the truck has been spooling pretty decent. We spooled it up yesterday, testing it. On the converter, it came up on boost really quick. I was really surprised without nitrous. So, I mean, for me, I didn't notice a huge difference. For some of the other guys, they're coming from a lot lower elevation. You can tell their trucks are real smoky, and they've been having some issues with that. I can see.
I was out driving around running some errands today, and I saw one of the trucks. I don't know which competitor it was, but it might have been one of those bigger singles because it was taking a little bit to get going on the street. And you're right. I think with all the different events and what the trucks need to perform well in them, you have so many more options with the compound set versus single.
Yeah, and also the drivability on the street is so much better with compounds. You can't beat it.
With the remaining events that are going on, is your background in like drag racing or sled pulling, or just doing a little bit of everything?
Yeah, you know what? Drag racing. I've been drag racing the truck for about 3 years already. I competed in the NHRDA circuit for the past 3 years. So that's my strong suit with the truck. That's what I built the truck for. So yeah, that's what I think I'll do good in.
I know getting a truck ready, to do DPC, it takes a lot with parts and work and support and things like that. And I always like to ask competitors, who's helped you, get the truck ready, put it together, maybe companies you chatted with and bounced ideas off of, who helped you get this truck ready for the event?
Yeah, I had quite a bit of people. First off, my family. My brother, a good fabricator. He's the one that actually fabbed up my whole compound setup. We got it done in about a week. My dad, one of our employees and a buddy of mine, James, he's a good tech. He works for our shop back in Cruces. The companies that helped me, first off, Firepunk. I got to shout out to them because they actually kind of sponsored me a little bit with the trans. I had a Comp 2 at the time, and I called them up and actually spoke to Levon and told him that, I was potentially going to be in DPC. What can you do for me? I want to upgrade it to a Comp 3, because I know the competition is pretty grueling up there. And he ended up kind of doing a parts trade out and sponsorship kind of on labor to get me that trans over here, which was really nice. Also, Phil at DPC Converters sent me an extra converter in case, obviously, I toasted the one I got. Gordon at GL Tuning Solutions, he really tuned the truck really good for this elevation. Owe it to him. He's actually up here right now, as a matter of fact. Been complimented on how clean the truck is actually running up here by a lot of the competitors. So, yeah, off the top of my head, those are the companies and people that helped me out.
I've seen your truck on Instagram for a while now, and I think everybody loves like a mega cab, especially a clean one. But then when they're making really good power and the way you set yours up, it's a really nice truck, and the way that you've built it with the complement of parts and fueling and different things like that, I think it's going to be a very strong competitor in the event. We look forward to seeing how you do, each day and where it all sits at the end. But for our listeners out there that want to follow you, see the truck, maybe see posts and things that you're doing this week and throughout the year, where can they follow you on Instagram? How do they find you?
You can actually look up the hashtag DPC 2019. Anything that I'll be posting up here, I'll I'll be using the hashtag DPC 2019. So that's the content if you want to see it.
Awesome, Steve. Well, we know you're busy. Got to get ready for another busy day tomorrow, and go out there, and we appreciate your time, and tell us a bit about the truck and what it took to get it ready for DPC 2019.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Don't forget, Diesel fans, make sure and head on over to dieselworldmag.com. Bookmark the page. Stay updated on the latest and greatest in diesel performance, racing, product reviews, and builds. And also check out PPEI if you've got a Cummins Duramax or Power Stroke, whether it's an older truck, newer truck, one that's already been tuned, you're looking to change some things up, or just want your truck to run better. They offer a ton of different things for on-road tuning, race tuning, everything in between. Just go to ppei.com and give them a shot with any questions. They got a full crew there ready to answer any questions you might have, and they're all enthusiasts. So when you talk about things you want your truck to do, the person you're talking to knows exactly what you mean, so they can help you quicker. Till next time, keep the shiny side up.